Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake. Reading this passage can feel pretty intense, especially in today's world. But Paul is talking about the importance of respecting authority, because ultimately God allows those positions to exist. That doesn't mean that every leader is righteous, but it does mean God is sovereign. He allows governments and leaders to rise and fall for a purpose, even when we don't understand in that moment. Paul says when we resist authority, we're resisting what God has allowed. That doesn't mean we blindly follow evil, but as Christians, we should live in peace when possible and follow laws that support justice and order. The government's role is to punish evil and reward good. So if we're living right, being honest and helping others and walking in the Spirit, then we really shouldn't fear those in authority. But if somebody is doing wrong, they should be afraid, because that authority bears the sword for a reason. Paul calls the rulers ministers of God, which is wild to think about. Even secular leadership is described as serving a purpose under God's design. Finally, Paul reminds us to obey, not just out of fear of punishment, but for our own conscience. Because deep down, we know when we're doing right or wrong. At the end of the day, this is a call to live righteously. We are to walk in integrity and to trust that God is in control, even over those in power.